Hey, we're here at table 31 with a very special guest. Hey, turn around. It's Fabio, ladies and gentlemen. Fabio is with us. He's being nominated for his I Can't Believe It's Not Butter commercial a little bit later on in the program. So we're going to go ahead and say hello to our next presenters. From NBC4 Milwaukee, Corrine Zell and Shannon Sims.
You got 3 for the price of 2.
We love Chicago, but when we were driving down here from Milwaukee, we were reminded of the blessings of living in Wisconsin versus Illinois.
Yes, when you are 50 miles away from home and your check engine light goes on and you don't know where to get off at.
Or when you're pregnant and you need to go to the bathroom and you know if you get off an exit, it's going to take a half hour to get back on the interstate.
Then you realize you don't have a photographer in the car who's driving and your GPS continues to say recalculate, trying to figure out upper or lower whacker.
But with all that said, we're happy to be here.
So the category we are reading for tonight is category 15, Children, Youth, Teen Program Special Series.
And the nominees are...
Learning to Win, WCIU, The Physics and Chemistry of Karst Topography, Discover Media Works Incorporated.
And the winner is...
The Physics and Chemistry of Karst Topography, Discover Media Works Incorporated.
Chemistry and physics of Karst Topography.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sometimes we can actually see water contamination happening. Like a surface pipe discharging polluted water into a lake. Not good.
Wow. All right, I gotta think of COM 101. Gotta take a deep breath. All right, first I would like to thank the awesome team at Discover Media Works, especially Dan Bertalion for helping put together this show. Also like to thank the experts and hosts for taking a tricky topic like karst topography and making it fun. And lastly, I would like to thank the Academy for honoring a program that empowers our next generation to think critically about the future of the planet. Thank you and take care.
Category 16, Human Interest Program Special Series and Segment.
And the nominees are...
Corey Robinson Profile, Fighting Irish Media, Making Lemonade, WGN. Un-American, Japanese American Recalls Community's Mass Internment, WTTW. Blackhawks Soldier Surprise, Banner Collective. Witness of Mercy, the story of Jennifer Trapazzano, Spirit Juice Studios. Pani Ada, The Dancing Centenarian, WMVS. A Vietnam Veteran Pilgrimage of the Soul, WMVS.
And the Emmy goes to Witness of Mercy, the story of Jennifer Trapanazzo, Spirit Juice Studios.
We cannot be certain exactly what was going through Nathan's mind in the last moments of his life. But as his wife, his soulmate, his beloved, I have little doubt that as his soul drew near to his particular judgment, Nathan forgave his murderer. That was the kind of man that I knew him to be. And while 55 years will never give us back Nathan, forgiveness is what I offer Simeon today.
Okay. 3.5 years ago, I woke up and found my husband to be missing. I went to look for him and he was no longer there. It's been a journey, and I am so grateful for Spirit Juice Studios and the Knights of Columbus for producing this story, for sharing it with the world. In those days where I had no idea how I would get on, I had my family to rely on. I had my unborn daughter, who was born 3 weeks later after the murder of my husband, and I had my friends. Brandon, who's up here, is one of them. I want to thank my family for being there for me. I also want to thank my new fiance for teaching me that love doesn't subtract, it only multiplies. And I just wanted to share that with you all tonight.
You know, Nathan was a huge inspiration to all of us, and I think that the forgiveness that Jennifer gave to Nathan's murderer was even more of an inspiration. And honestly, I can't think of a better group to share that story than Spirit Juice Studios and the people that we've worked with here, and a better group to promote that than the Knights of Columbus. And honestly, I can't think of a better message than mercy for our world right now. So thank you all very much.
Category 17, interactive.
Oh, and the nominees are?
Chicago's Best Date Night, Oak Brook Productions. Discover Wisconsin, Bike Nights and Fall Sites in southeastern Wisconsin, Discover Media Works Incorporated. Melinda Davenport, Daily Interactivity, WISN.
And the Emmy goes to Melinda Davenport, Daily Interactivity, WISN.
I think that's great that you guys do that because it's neat to see the behind the scenes.
Anyone can post on social media,
So we're live.
but we want to hear what our viewers are thinking too, how they're feeling right here in the community. So we really try to listen because after all, interactivity is a two-way street, especially during breaking news or severe weather. Breaking weather is an event that impacts pretty much everyone.
The roads are still really slushy though, so it makes it kind of hard to keep much of a pace.
Thank you. So I wouldn't be very interactive if I didn't take a selfie with you guys right now. Is that okay? And it looked like this. This is unreal. I am so thankful for everyone that I work with in Milwaukee at WISN because they push me so hard to be better. And interactive to me means so much right now because it's so important for us as journalists to be relevant in the digital world and on the television world, especially when there are so many people that are doubting us right now. So for me to be able to win this and share this with such esteemed members of the media, thank you. And thank you. And to my husband, Matthew, who is my rock and so patient when I'm on this instead of interacting with you, thank you. So thank you, everybody.
We're moving right along. We were told we have the most categories to announce, so we're doing you a favor. Category 18, Community Public Service Single Spot Campaign. And the nominees are
Susan G. Komen Bigwigs, WDJT. Bears Care Gala Video, Chicago Bears Network. NBC5 Chicago, Celebrating Black History, WMAQ. How Do You Find an Angel? Daily Planet Limited.
And the Emmy goes to How Do You Find an Angel? Daily Planet Limited.
How do you find an angel?
So, yeah, boy, this is an honor. Just wanted to give a big thank you to the Immerman Angels, the charity that we did this for. They're really an inspiration, and it was just an honor to be able to work for them and do this for them. Just wanted to thank Daily Planet and the awesome team that I work with. Scott Marvel over here, we had originally his idea that we sort of came up with and decided to do that. Yeah, and Mia over here, his daughter that did the voiceover, so did a great job. Yeah, just wanted to thank Daily Planet, and especially, I forgot to mention Wilson, our CFO, and his fluffy hair is very an inspiration to us, so thank you so much.
All right, our next category is Category 19A, News, Promo, Single Spot Campaign, and the nominees are...
NBC5 investigates and NBC5 responds. We deliver results, WMAQ. Mi amante, mi asesino, WGBO. Sweeps campaign, WGBO. Candace King returns, WTBO.
And the Emmy goes to, it's a tie. NBC5 investigates and NBC responds. We deliver results, WMAQ, and Sweeps campaign, WGBO.
This is investigative reporting at its highest quality. This is Chicago's biggest investigative team, looking out for you. This is hundreds of years of combined investigative experience you can count on. This is NBC5 Investigates. We deliver results.
De las enfermedades más temidas en todo el mundo,
Pierden la dignidad, pierden el respeto.
donde todos podemos ser el blanco perfecto para comenzar a olvidar.
¿Qué le está pasando a mi abuela?
Cuando el pasado se convierte en una hoja en blanco y el despertar a diario es comenzar de nuevo. ¿Cómo podremos continuar creando memorias cuando el recuerdo desaparece?
Es muy difícil porque uno pierde la paciencia.
Noticias presenta Alzheimer, Memorias Olvidadas. Hoy a las 10 por Univisión Chicago.
So I'd just like to thank Scott Peters for his amazing motion graphics design work on that spot, as well as Diane Hannes, Mark Cassidy, and the entire Creative Services Department for giving us the creative freedom to make these spots at WMAQ. Also to the NBC5 Investigates and NBC5 Response team. Couldn't have done it without you guys. And finally, a special thanks to my family and my wife Ashley and my son Jackson, who are back at home. Thank you very much.
¿Cómo están? How's it going? Qué padre estar aquí. We are so happy. We are very proud of the company that we work for, WGBO Univision. Thank you so much for all the. We work as a team. We are an amazing team. Of course, this guy are amazing. We got writers, producers, and an amazing investigative team that does an amazing job that allows us to do amazing creative promos for them. So, to you guys, WGBO, you guys are awesome. We are awesome. We love each other. We love you. We love everyone. Thank you, Chuck.
All right, now on to Category 19B, Program Promo Single Spot Campaign. And the nominees are...
In the Loop, Launch Promo, NBC Sports Chicago. We Are Timeless, Chicago White Sox, NBC Sports Chicago. Milwaukee at a Crossroads Promo, WDJT. Crosstown Cup Week on WGN-TV, WGN. How You Met, WCIU.
And the Emmy goes to In the Loop launch promo, NBC Sports Chicago.
Up. All right. Well, thank you guys very much. Really appreciate it. Again, right beside me, James Wallen, who helped put together this spot. And thank you to everybody at NBC Sports Chicago. Really appreciate it. And you know what? I'll let you guys get on with your night. Thank you so much.
Moving right along, Category 20A, Commercial Single Spot. And the nominees are
Our Rinks with Darling and Hartman, Ogilvy and Mather, Chicago Blackhawks. Chicago Athletic Clubs, Transform Yourself, Comcast Spotlight. Milwaukee Brewers, This Is Our Team, CI Design Incorporated.
And the Emmy goes to Chicago Athletic Club's Transform Yourself Comcast Spotlight.
Somebody's excited.
Transform yourself with Chicago Athletic Clubs, with small group training to keep you motivated, one-on-one coaching for personal attention, all levels, all goals, real results. So get up, get moving, have fun getting in shape. Chicago Athletic Clubs is the place to help you look better and make you feel better, because it's time to live better. Transform yourself with Chicago Athletic Clubs.
Hey, thanks a lot, everybody. This is a tremendous honor. First, I'd like to recognize the Milwaukee Brewers and the Chicago Blackhawks. Congratulations, you guys. It was an honor being in a category with you. So way to go. Let's hear it for them, by the way. Please. That commercial is actually shot by Mark Zurwick, who's the handsome gentleman in the back operating the jib tonight, actually. So let's say hi to Mark in the back. I'd like to thank, before I forget, my amazing and beautiful wife, Kelly, the gorgeous blonde in the back in the purple dress. This is for you. I love you. I want to thank Comcast Spotlight, Jay Elliott, Serena Moy Summers, Margaret Crow right here, the best coworker and best producer I've ever had the pleasure of working with. Mike O'Rourke, our DP, Andrew Jungsa, Chris Eaton, Frank Collins, Kelly Nail, and Peter Heisinger, Rich Botto, and Kim Bradley.
Thank you to John McNamara, greatest partner in love I could ever be supported by, and my sons, Evan and Kyle. Thank you all.
All right, category 20B, commercial campaign, and the nominees are
Milwaukee Brewers Icons, CI Design Incorporated. That's Cub, commercial campaign. Cubs Productions, Schaefer Condon Carter. Notre Dame Football promotional videos, Fighting Irish Media. Chicago Cubs Stories, Majestic Athletic, Banner Collective.
And the Emmy goes to Milwaukee Brewers Icons, CI Designs Incorporated.
Call us crazy. We probably are. After all, where else are you going to find something like this? If you're not from around here, if you've never experienced it firsthand, it probably wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. See, the thing is, you can search high and low, travel all across the globe, but you'll never find anything that comes close. Because nobody does America's pastime like Wisconsin.
It's exciting. I want to thank Jim Torr, founder, creative director of CI Design, most talented creative business person I've ever met. David Bussey, extremely faithful to his craft, humble and talented and hardworking. All the CI Design team, the Milwaukee Brewers, Teddy Werner, Evan Entler, Jeff Cathy, the whole crew. I get to talk, so I want to thank my wife and my 4 daughters and my parents who are watching those 4 daughters now. But working in Milwaukee is amazing, working with the Brewers is amazing, and working with CI Design is a dream. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
All right, now please welcome Cheryl Stutzky from the Chicago Midwest chapter of the Board of Governors. Cheryl.
The Silver Circle is a who's who of broadcasting, both on camera and behind the scenes. It was established by the TV Academy to recognize outstanding individuals who have devoted 25 years or more to television industry and who have made significant contributions to local television. Tonight we unveil Chicago's Silver Circle Class of 2018, and we congratulate the Wisconsin honorees who were honored just a few weeks ago.
5 veterans of Wisconsin broadcasting were inducted into the Silver Circle at a recent ceremony in Milwaukee. They are Professor James Hoyt, who taught broadcast news and ethics to more than 25,000 students during 3 decades at the University of Wisconsin at Madison. Tony Lucas serves as Director of Engineering and Operations at WTMJ in Milwaukee and has an equally impressive career advocating for education and the arts. As Sports Director and Sports Anchor at WISN in Milwaukee, Dan Needles has garnered countless awards for local and national sports coverage. Jim Wilson, who was recently promoted to Assistant News Director, has brought national recognition to Milwaukee's WITI during his years as the station's chief photographer. And Mark Zelich is a sports legend at WSAU in Wausau, with a half-century at the station as sports anchor reporter, sports director, and news director. Congratulations to this year's Wisconsin Silver Circle honorees. And now, the Television Academy is proud to announce Chicago Silver Circle honorees who will be inducted in May of 2018. They are Mike Adamle, who has excelled in every stage of his long career, from Northwestern Wildcat to Bears running back to network sportscaster and sports anchor for NBC5 Chicago. Chuck Davidson, the Dean of Chicago Sports Videographers, retired after 50 years in the TV business, the last 30 at CBS 2, winning the respect of colleagues and athletes alike. For more than 35 years, ABC investigative reporter Chuck Gowdy has uncovered corruption, abuse, and fraud, winning local and national recognition for his efforts. As FCC chair, Newton Minow charted the course for satellite communication, paved the way for the public broadcasting service, and stressed broadcasters' public service obligations. Former stockbroker, options trader, and author Terry Savage has left her mark on local and national television, radio, print, and social media. Jim Williams left WGN News to become a Chicago mayoral press secretary, then returned to TV news as an ABC network correspondent and currently CBS 2 news anchor and reporter. And finally, we will induct 3 television greats who are no longer with us. As part of the original Eyewitness News team, Bill Frink covered Chicago sports at WLS for 15 years before moving to WGN Sports. Fraser Thomas is one of Chicago's very own and is best known for Garfield Goose and Friends and Family Classics. Musical director of the WGN Orchestra for 20 years, Robert Trendler was also beloved as Mr. Bob, the band leader of Bozo's Big Top Band. Congratulations to all of Chicago's 2018 Silver Circle honorees.
All right. Our next presenters, Jeff Conway from Life Creative Network and Stephanie Manser from Step It Up with Steph.
Hi everybody, so our categories already went and we lost, so I got her a glass. This is my 5th.
I've been having water in between mine, so
Yeah,
you know.
I feel like the Real Housewives of Chicago right now.
All right, so we've got category 4A for you, single investigative story. The nominees are...
Oh.
Drew Peterson Bills, WGN. Gun Squeeze, Firearms Traded for Freedom, WLS. Awash in Guns, WITI. A Medical Black Market, WBBM. Sexual Abuse in Schools, Chicago Latino Productions. A Problem Teacher, WMAQ.
Record this.
And the Emmy goes to Awash in Guns, WITI, and this is actually 2, I apologize, there's 2, and A Problem Teacher, WMAQ.
3 out of every 4 felons arrested in Milwaukee County for possession of a gun do not go to prison. More than half aren't even convicted. So we talked to police, prosecutors, and judges to find out why.
Within minutes of learning of Knott's Chicago arrest in September, NBC5 Investigates easily found his criminal history. So why couldn't the Chicago Public Schools find that information before he was ever hired?
So I talked earlier about investigative reporting, and one of the big things with investigative reporting is all the research and time that goes into it, and this person standing right behind me who's not going to say a word, Leanne Watson, did hours and hours worth of research that led to this investigation being possible, and just I'm really thankful to have her on our team and as my manager as well. So thank you, Leanne. Thank you to Steve Davis for his work. Dave Machuda, our amazing editor. Once again, I mean, I can't, it's the theme of the night, right? Denise, my fiance, thank you very much for all of your support. And to Fox 6 News, I mean, you've heard WITI a lot tonight. There's a reason, because it's the station that supports this kind of journalism, the photojournalism, the editing, and also this kind of investigative reporting. Thank you very much.
It is important that we remember the women in our lives. My wife, Candace, the former 6 o'clock news producer at NBC5, at home tonight with our 6-year-old. And also my mother, Elizabeth Rogers, in Stillwater, Oklahoma, who in 19 days will celebrate her 100th birthday. Mom, you got a shout out at the Emmys. You know, when I first started in television after making the transition to radio, somebody very wise, Paul Hogan, God rest his soul, said, never forget this is a producer's medium. And he was absolutely right. There is not a reporter worth his salt that doesn't know that it's the producers who make television. And I want to thank everyone involved in this. Zach Chrisman, Katie Smizer, Courtney Copenhagen, Sydney Allman, Nathan Halder, a great photographer, Matt Love. Those are the people who made this story happen. And I am so honored to work with amazing professionals like those, and to all the producers in this room, you are all amazing. One other thing, I want you to know that I never forget on a single day as I walk in the NBC Tower, I look at that and I say, I can't believe I'm working in television in Chicago. Thank you all.
And on the heels of that amazing acceptance speech, I just wanted to take a moment to thank the wonderful staff at WTTW, Lisa Tipton and Dan Souls, who believed in my show, Step It Up with Steph. My dream coming to Chicago 8 years ago was for Step It Up with Steph to become a television show, and they made my dreams a reality. Thank you to all of the TV stations in Chicago who've had me on your shows and have believed in my message for your audiences. And also our funders, Piper Y, Wild Garden, The Daily Crave, Hi-Fi, and Potash, and my amazing family who flew in for this.
And I do not have a wife. I am actually single. So I'm on page 16 in your program, so give me a call.
All right, the next category is category number 4B.
Investigative series.
The nominees are...
The Cover-Up, Lead in the Water at Milwaukee Public Schools, WITI. Teacher charged in abuse case after I-Team investigation, WLS. Asbestos threat, WGBO. Cash bonds leave thousands of poor blacks and Latinos locked up at Cook County Jail, WGBO. Code of Silence, WMAQ.
And the Emmy Award goes to not one, but 2 winners. First, the teacher charged in abuse case after I-Team investigation, WLS.
And asbestos threat, WGBO.
The alleged betrayal of trust began in the 1980s, according to some of Charles Ritz's former students at Lake Bluff Junior High. Now, 3 decades later, the I-Team has learned Ritz is the subject of a current police investigation in Lake County, Illinois, for what the ex-students say was sexual misconduct.
Raúl Camacho lleva y recoge a sus hijos diariamente con la amenaza provocada por el problema de asbestos que dice existe en la escuela primaria John Spry en La Villita.
La insulación que cubre las pipas.
Okay,
Esa está hecha de asbesto. Lo que me llamó la atención es que las pipas están localizadas en la parte del basement, donde están los niños del kindergarten y donde está el lunchroom de la escuela.
Well, thank you very much. Director, I should not be up here, but Chuck Gowdy, the incomparable. Chuck Gowdy is amazing, and the I-team is great. So I'm just accepting this award. And Christina, you wanted to say something?
Just congratulations to all the nominees, and we accept this reward and thankful on behalf of our I-team.
Buenas noches, good evening. What a tremendous honor. Very grateful to have two incredible, amazing, talented, passionate, dedicated journalists leading our investigative team. Jessica Fernandez, Adriana Cardona, who were not able to make it tonight. This is all yours. Thank you very much for all your dedication. In addition to that, we are very proud to have the opportunity to partner on this assignment with the Medill School of Journalism at Northwestern University. You guys did an outstanding job. Thank you to all the photographers, editors, and to our creative services department. And in addition to that, our general manager, Doug Levy, and our news director, Terry Arvesu, thank you for your leadership and mentorship. And I wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for my family, who is watching in LA, but especially because of two individuals, my two best friends in the world, my son Enrique, and the love of my life, Olga, who is here. Baby, I love you. Thank you for your support and for putting up with me. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good night.
So I know it's getting late, so let's keep the ball rolling. The next category is Category 5A, Serious News Feature.
The nominees are
Stay in Your Lane, WMAQ. Digging Deeper, Life in Limbo for Hundreds of Dane County Kids, WKOW. Pride Over Prejudice, WGN. Baby George and His Family's Cancer Fight, WLS. 911, My Life on Hold, WGBO.
And the Emmy goes to, there are two winners.
We're getting a lot of airtime here tonight, Jeff.
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
Digging Deeper. Life in Limbo for Hundreds of Dane County Kids, WKOW, and
Pride Over Prejudice, WGN.
National data consistent with Dane County's numbers show 7% of the county's youth lived in a motel in the 2014 to 2015 year.
They're not considered homeless. So it comes back to that data piece and the challenge that we have with those definitions.
Because HUD doesn't classify motel families as homeless.
At least 200 more police officers were added to the security plan, plus bomb-sniffing dogs and rooftop SWAT teams. The parade would bring 1 million people to Chicago's Lakeview neighborhood just 2 weeks after the nation's deadliest mass shooting, in which 49 people were killed, apparently targeted because they were at a gay nightclub in Orlando, Florida.
Wow, I would like to thank Quincy Media and WKOW TV 27 News in Madison for letting me pursue this story, this 4-minute and 45-second story, one of the longest for our metered market, to allow me to put this together. I want to thank the families that let me into their homes that were hotel rooms. They were so generous with their time. This is an invisible population that is happening in every community across our country. And I was so honored to get to share what I learned with our community in hopes of helping them out and helping these families do better. And also, I'd like to thank my husband tonight for being here, and thank you so much every day for letting me put a face to stories that I love to tell, and also in this case, getting to afflict the comforted and comfort the afflicted. And every night, Andrew, you've always had a blue apron on the table and the dog's out, and I just want to thank you so much for always being so good to me. Thank you.
This award is for this story called Pride Over Prejudice, which photographer Reed Nolan came to me the day after the Orlando nightclub shooting and said, we need to do a story about the Gay Pride Parade, and we need to do it as a minute-by-minute unfolding of the day. It was a very dramatic and very tense situation. 1 million people were coming to Chicago to celebrate LGBT issues in the wake of, at the time, was the worst mass shooting in the nation's history. And we basically said we're going to wake up at 4 in the morning and get the sunrise, and we're going to get every aspect of this story. There were snipers on the top of roofs, and it was very dramatic. Thankfully, it was safe, but it was a very tense moment and a very serious issue, and it was all because of this guy's idea. Again, he doesn't want to say anything, but he's the genius behind so much of what we do at WGN. And I just want to say again, thanks to our wonderful bosses, Sandy Pudar and Jen Lyons, who let us do this type of work at, again, Chicago's very own, the greatest television station in the country. Thanks so much.
All right, category number 5B, Serious News Series.
And the nominees are...
A Sex Trafficker's Playbook, WMAQ. Chicago's Littlest Victims, WBBM. Men on the Margin, WITI.
All right, and the Emmy goes to, again, there are 2 winners. The first is A Sex Trafficker's Playbook, WMAQ, and...
Chicago's Littlest Victims, WBBM.
In the 6 years he's prosecuted these crimes, he's handled 129 cases, and roughly half have some connection to the suburbs.
I can say for certainty it's happening in Naperville, it's happening in Oak Brook, it's happening in Lombard, it's happening in Joliet.
He says victims are lured from the suburbs and trafficking happens in the suburbs.
There's demand there.
When I was walking, I think my dreams were easier to accomplish.
8 years ago, a bullet not meant for Martrell Stevens ripped through his body.
It has to be changed.
He says that of this year.
They want to go outside and play. That's what kids do, and they're getting killed because they go outside. It doesn't even make sense.
I'm accepting on behalf of Marion Brooks. This is a topic that she tackles a lot. She wants to get this story out there, so thank you.
I'm accepting on behalf of Brad Edwards, and instead of talking about his story, I'll just talk about Brad because he's not here. I got to help hire Brad, and he came into the station and did his interview, which I don't know if it helped his case, but his tape did. And part of his tape had a story about a guy living in a trailer in public property somewhere. And in the first track of that story, he used the word summonses. And I thought, I've never heard anyone use the word summonses in a package before. And I wasn't even sure if it was a word, but it's a Brad word. And I think of him as a wordsmith, kind of like a blacksmith creates things out of iron. Brad creates words, but he does brilliant things with them and tells stories that really touch your heart, and he did a great job.
So they've been constantly handing us these envelopes, and I forget that we're supposed to wait, so I almost pulled a Liz Taylor in Gladiator. It was really, really awkward.
All right, but first we're going to announce the category. So that's category number 5C, Light News, Single Feature or Series.
And the nominees are...
Hidden Figures, Dream NASA Trip, WTMJ. Here's Your Stolen Car, WMAQ. Graduados to YouTube, WGBO. He's making cash and a career on Instagram, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. The Great Pumpkin Regatta, WITI.
And there are, again, 2 winners.
So the Emmys go to Graduados de YouTube, WGBO, and...
The Great Pumpkin Regatta, WITI.
Pero además él cuenta con otra gran pasión. La música.
A mí siempre me ha gustado el lado artístico, que es la música. Es algo con la cual yo me puedo expresar mis sentimientos.
The Slagle boys apparently know their stuff. The Ninja Turtle came in first. A 5th win for Jim at the helm.
I'm getting too old for this.
Right behind him, Captain Seaver. The pumpkin race didn't last long, but the memories won't be squashed. This is the best kind of Pulp Fiction.
So, first of all, thank you to Ted Perry, who took his time out on a Sunday. I had this crazy idea to do this story, and he had to anchor the 5 o'clock. I'm like, let's try to squeeze this in, give me a script. So he said, yeah, I'm absolutely in, let's do it. So it wouldn't happen without him. Again, my wife, Lisa, thank you. Also like to thank my parents who have hopefully figured out technology and are watching on streaming. I know you have. I have credit for you. And again, to work at WITI in Wisconsin and Milwaukee, it's awesome. I used to work in Madison. It's good. And go Badgers, go Packers. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. We'll keep it short. Mau Mauricio was the reporter and producer on this story. We're all very proud of him. He couldn't make it because he actually just got married this week. He's in his honeymoon, so we're really excited for him. We'll make sure he gets it. And from the team of Univision Chicago, thank you. Gracias. Tunatas.
All right now we'd like to recognize all the accountants at Whipflea for keeping everything in order for us. Come on out, ladies. Say your name and step forward. Okay, we have Sarah Makuta, Terry Peters, and Karen Mitchell. Thanks so much, you guys. Whipflea. What is that? Where did that name come from?
It's Clarence Whipflea.
Oh, from Clarence Whipflea. All right, that makes sense. All right. Let's meet our next presenters from NBC 26 in Green Bay, Stacy Engebretson and Brooke Hafes.
All right, good evening. Good evening, everybody. We're so happy to be here tonight.
Woo, what a fantastic night. Woo! Can I hear from all the morning newsers out there? Woo! How tired are you? I'm so tired. But we're having lots of fun, right?
The evening newsers, you guys are ready to party. You're just getting started.
Yes. All right, here we go.
But we are representing Titletown, USA tonight, the home of the green and gold, the world champion Green Bay Packers.
Go Pack
Packers fans, go Pack go, and the home of cheese and brats. So, all right, with that, we're going to start with category 27A, photographer for news.
Oh, absolutely.
Reed Nolan, Kevin Dolman, In the Details, WGN. Ryan Ward, Composite, Wisconsin Public Television. Joseph Wagner, Composite, WITI.
Thank you.
All right. And the Emmy goes to Reed Nolan, Kevin Dolman, WGN.
If one building could embody the city's ghostly feeling, it would be the abandoned transportation hub, Union Station.
You know, we don't think of America as having ruins, but that's what this is.
Yes, could have a total restoration, you know, with the right people behind us. The majority of our parents, grandparents who came here, my great-grandparents, they all came here through this train station.
The one-time destination, however, has become a dead end, passing trains, a window into the lost soul of the city.
That's nice.
I know it's a little unorthodox that two photographers are going to be here for this, but both of us worked on this project, and it was really important to us. We put a ton of work in, and someone you've seen before a couple times up here, Mike Lowe, was a huge part in what we did, and we wouldn't be up here without Mike, so I just want to say a special thank you to Mike Lowe. Kevin, Tej, give him a second. Oh, yeah, man. Thanks.
Just so happy to be up here and to be in the same category as Joe Wagner and those guys. Happy shooting.
All right, now to category 27B, photographer, program, non-news. And the nominees are
Christopher Walker, Composite, Chicago Tribune. Tom Siegel, My Neighborhood Pilsen, WTTW. Mike Wheelford, Emergence, Potenza Productions. Jose Lozano, Jereb Ortiz, National Parks Photographer, WMVS. Randy Orek, Jess Harris, Into Focus, Fighting Irish Media. Amy Johnson, Kevin Johnson, Erin Hills U.S. Open, Captivate Film Company.
And the Emmy goes to Christopher Walker, Chicago Tribune.
There's a historian who calls landscapes like this the technological sublime. You know, it's like the Rocky Mountains, only it's huge bridges and massive industrial facilities, and then if that's leavened by great blue herons and eagles and muskrats and beavers, all the better.
And we move on to category 28A for news writer.
Jeremy Ross, WBBM. Michael Lowe, WGN.
And the Emmy goes to Michael Lowe, WGN.
If the devil is truly in the details, he's found no shortage of work in the small cracks in the crumbling buildings in Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana's home, yeah, home sweet home.
Even in the morning sunrise, nearly everything is fading.
Nobody's seen color in this area for how long?
Bleak and boarded, the city is home to disappearing factory jobs, dying steel mills, and rising crime.
And we're left with all the buildings but no people to fill it or no communities to fill it.
Thank you. Unlike extemporaneous speaking, writing is our most precise form of communication. The poet, philosopher, and historian from France, Jacques Barzun, once called it a precision instrument, one that needs to be sharpened and not used carelessly. That's what we try and do in television news, to elevate the language, because we know the language we use reflects broader society and also influences it. And I want to thank all of the people I work at WGN with, but also want to thank the people who I learned the craft of writing from, one of whom was the other nominee here tonight and could have easily been standing up here accepting this award. Jeremy Ross is possibly, I think, the most talented writer in the country, and who knows what the judges were thinking. There are a handful of other people. Ted Perry at Fox 6 used to sit down with me and help me on my scripts when I worked there. And my dad, when I had to do book reports as a young kid, would sit there and say, "Is that really the word you want to use? Think about what you're saying." And he probably influenced me the most. But this award is the one that means the most to me, because I think it gets to the heart of what we do, which is telling stories and using clear, concise, and impactful language. Thank you.
Now for the category 28B, Writer Program Non-News, and the nominees are
Jodain Massad, Composite, Fighting Irish Media. Jackie Bender, SEE Chicago, Oakbrook Productions. Randall Goldman, Jason Polivoy, Molly Shanks, Chicago's Best Giving Back, Oakbrook Productions. Daniel Andrews, Jeffrey Baer, Elizabeth Reeves. Architect Robert Adam, Place at the Table, WTTW.
And the Emmy goes to Jodain Massad, Fighting Irish Media.
A legendary rivalry begins with legends. So it is true of Notre Dame and Stanford. In their first meeting, Knute Rockne conquered Stanford's Pop Warner for Notre Dame's first ever national title in the 1924 Rose Bowl.
Don't forget, men, today, we're gonna win.
For the Irish, a bold tradition of championship football was born, and with it, high expectations across the nation. With 10 consensus titles in just over 50 years, Notre Dame had become a powerhouse, yearning for battle.
Thank you. This award certainly does mean a lot to me, to echo what Michael Rowe just said, and to also echo what Alan Page had said to us in an interview. Words matter, and writing has become so difficult to me, probably because I understand that so much. Words matter, whether or not you're a writer for news, whether or not you're a coach, whether or not you're a politician. What we say, what words we choose, that's who we are. So thank you so much. Thank you, NATAS, and again, go Irish.
And now, category 28C, short form writer.
Robert McCallum, We Are Timeless, Chicago White Sox, NBC Sports Chicago, J-Rock Creative. Ryan Perry, NBC5 Investigates and NBC5 Responds, WMAQ. James Wallen, Composite, NBC Sports Chicago.
And the Emmy goes to James Wallen, NBC Sports Chicago.
It's game night in the city, but this one feels different. Know what I mean? It's like New Year's Eve countdown meets 4th of July fireworks. Oh my goodness! The battle that you've been waiting for, with the one they've all been talking about. Because when pride is on the line, Chicago comes to play. Every game matters, but some just matter more. Be here.
Well, this is a great honor. Congratulations to Ryan and Rob, both extremely talented writers. Just would like to thank my beautiful girlfriend Roxanne, my family, for all your support. Of course, Justin Schoenrock, just sending you the reverb of that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you to you all.
Well, you know what this means. Table 4 has officially thrown in the towel. There will be no more victories at Table 4. Table 4 has been mathematically eliminated from consideration of winning anything from now till the end of the night. But for now, please welcome our next presenters, Kelly Krull from NBC Sports Chicago and Nicholas DeGrazia from Bitter Jester Studios.
Wow, here we are. Sorry. So in my world, being that it's baseball, do you know what we are, Nick?
What are we?
We're the setup man,
Oh, of
meaning we're
course.
the last guy before the last
Right.
inning, right?
Which
So
is
that's who we are.
almost important.
It's very important. So we're gonna bring this home almost for you guys, okay? Our first category, magazine program, special series segment, and the nominees are
Chicago's Best, Best Pizza, Oak Brook Productions. Built to Last, WLS. Around the Corner with John McGivern, Southeast Wisconsin, WMVS. Despierta, Chicago, WGBO. SEE Chicago, Adventures, Oak Brook Productions.
And the Emmy goes to Around the Corner with John McGivern, Southwest Wisconsin, WMVS.
There are all these elements of conservation of art that are important. We have over 30,000 pieces, and some of these collections that we have are recognized not only nationally but internationally. And to house a collection of 30,000 works and to have this architectural gem, to have all of the activities that we have here, it's really powerful and really positive for Milwaukee.
all right, well, congratulations to them.
All right, our next category is number 12A, Public Affairs Current Affairs Program Special. And the nominees are
Innocencia Inventa, Telemundo, Wisconsin. Shineman, Singleton Films. Golden Apples 2016, WTTW. Milwaukee at a Crossroads, WDJT. State of Addiction, WISN. Environmental Threats in Minority Neighborhoods, WGBO. In the Loop Special Edition, WYCC.
A tremendous list of talent there, and there are 2 winners in this category. I might need your help with that. This is a real deal here. First of all, State of Addiction, WISN, and Environmental Threats in Minority Neighborhoods, WGBO. Congratulations, guys.
Tonight, an in-depth look at who is hurting and who is helping. From pain pills to heroin, virtually no one is immune.
My brother's a recovering heroin addict. When I say recovering, he's sitting in the jail right now, my jail.
Plus, a fascinating look at local groundbreaking research on how opioids affect the brain.
This is your brain on drugs.
That's right.
El equipo investigativo presenta Amenaza Ambiental. Diésel, coque de petróleo, manganeso, plomo y hasta asbestos. Eso es lo que podrían estar respirando miles de familias en Chicago e Indiana. Pero ¿por qué todos estos materiales están afectando primordialmente a comunidades minoritarias?
¿Qué tal? Buenas tardes, feliz sábado para todos. Les saluda con mucho gusto Enrique Rodríguez.
I just want to say thank you on behalf of the WISN 12 team who worked so hard to bring this important coverage to light. The opioid epidemic is basically affecting the entire nation, especially in southeast Wisconsin. So it was our duty to be able to show the families and the people struggling with addiction how they've overcome it and how they're trying to make their lives better while they deal with such a terrible issue. So it's just an honor to be able to share this with you guys and be able to tell their stories. So thank you.
You know, one of the most gratifying and satisfactions that we can get as journalists is to be able to make a difference in our communities through the work that we do on a daily basis. Again, I cannot say enough about our investigative team. Our entire Univision team is amazing, guys. We love you. Thank you for everything that you do. We learn from you each and every single day. I want to give a special shout out to our colleague Viviana Avila, who wasn't able to make it. She's in Colombia and she's part of this. Viviana, esto es para ti, querida. Celebra con unas empanaditas colombianas, okay? And I want to dedicate this to my mom and my dad who are in LA and my 2-year-old niece, Itlali, who is watching online. Love you guys. Thank you.
All right, moving right along. Our next category, 12B, Public Affairs, Current Affairs Program Series. And the nominees are
CSCF, Episode 508. The Murder of T.J. Green, Hale Media. Flores Family Undocumented and Unafraid, WMVS. Heart and Soul, WLS. The Enye Beat, WLS.
And the Emmy goes to the Enye Beat, WLUS.
You get to do all the things when you play Hamilton. You get to fall in love and fight in a war and have rap battles.
I definitely don't see myself putting the paintbrush down.
All of these people are prime examples of what it's taken to achieve the American dream.
How do we look into the future and leave something of who we are behind for everyone else who will follow?
It's a Costa Rican experience, the Latin experience. It's bliss. It's pura vida.
There are a lot of amazing people who worked on the Enye Beat, and I am way low on the totem pole on that. But I first want to thank the Latino community for letting us highlight the wonderful and beautiful things that they do. Gracias a todo. And I also want to thank everybody who worked on this. Stacy Baca, Tanya Babich, Michelle Gallardo, Rob Elgis, John Garcia, and for this one, we actually enlisted Janet Davies, who did an amazing piece on the Broadway blockbuster Hamilton, while talking to Lin-Manuel Miranda to talk about his deep Puerto Rican roots. And his efforts to foster preservation of Puerto Rican arts right here in Chicago. And of course, the amazing producers, Holly Grisham, Ruby Wilson, Kathy Karp, Angela McGee, and Tom Kelleher. Thank you very much.
All right, moving right along, we have category number 12C, Public Affairs, Current Affairs Program Segment, and the nominees are...
I'm Emma, and I'm Adopted, Spirit Juice Studios. A Brief History of Pilsen, WTTW. Milwaukee Mural Controversy, Wisconsin Public Television. Alzheimer's, the Epidemic, WMVS.
All right, and there are 2 Emmys being awarded for this category. Milwaukee Mural Controversy, Wisconsin Public Television, and Alzheimer's, the Epidemic, WMVS.
Artists have the right to create what they want, but I also feel that the public has the right not to like what the artists create.
Others argue that for issues like incarceration, artists should be stirring the pot.
How do you get it to the forefront? You make controversial statements when you're someone who's voiceless through the medium that you have, which is art.
Some leading health experts say it is a silent disease of epidemic proportions. I'm talking about Alzheimer's, affecting 1 in 9 Americans aged 65 years and older. We take a closer look at a segment of the population that has a higher incidence of the disease, our Latino community. 1036 looks at the impact the diagnosis has on the patient and their caregiver.
First of all, thanks to Mike Barron and Ryan Ward, who did an amazing job shooting and editing this piece. Also a big thanks to Christine Sloan Miller, our EP of News. And the biggest thanks goes to Andy Moore, who's the producer of our public affairs show Here and Now. This piece, the Milwaukee Mural Controversy, it actually started as a feature piece, and we kind of changed it into an issues-based piece. And Andy was great to work with. It's all of our talented colleagues at WPT. It's been great being here with you all night. And I thank my mom and dad, and I know Ashley's watching in Texas. Hello.
Up next, category 13, special event coverage, live edited other than news or sports. And the nominees are...
Countdown Chicago 2017, WLS. ABC7 presents the Chicago Auto Show, WLS. The Magnificent Mile Lights Festival, WLS. Chicago Auto Show Inside Track, WBBM.
And the Emmy goes to the Magnificent Mile Lights Festival, WLUS.
Chicago ushers in the holiday season with fireworks, floats, and balloons, plus musical performances. We're celebrating 25 years. Get ready as we light more than 1 million lights.
And welcome to Chicago and the BMO Harris Bank Magnificent Mile Lights Festival.
Whew, okay. Well, I just came back down just in time. Thank you very much. Okay, listen, I guess I am just the lucky one who gets to take this home for tonight. But this is truly a team effort. I mean, the Mag Mile Lights Festival, we couldn't have done it without everybody behind the scenes. So our awesome producers sent me a list of people to thank. So here it goes. All right. To the Mag Mile Association, the group that's behind all of that. Our many partners at Disney, Mickey and Minnie, and John Best, who is the executive producer for the entire show, Chris Rella, Ruby Wilson, Kathy Karp, and of course, Holly Grisham. Thank you very much. Hello. Thank you.
My apologies, that was WLS, not WLUS. I added the U for unbelievably awesome. Thank you. All right, the next category is number 14A, Arts, Entertainment Program, Series, and Special. And the nominees are...
The Trial of Antigone, National Hellenic Museum. Chicago Voices, HMS Media. Navy Pier, A Century of Reinvention, WTTW.
And the Emmy goes to Navy Pier, A Century of Reinvention, WTTW.
Towering 20 stories above the lakefront, the Ferris wheel is an homage to the world's first Ferris wheel, erected in Chicago way back in 1893. George Washington Gale Ferris answered a challenge from Daniel Burnham to create a larger-than-life attraction for the World's Columbian Exposition. Ferris pushed the limits of 19th century engineering. The result was a wheel more than 26 stories tall. Each of the 36 cars was the size of a streetcar and carried 60 people.
Thank you very much. This was just an incredibly fun show to work on. We spent an amazing summer at the pier. We have to thank Navy Pier for allowing us to show up there every day and put cameras in their faces and allowing us to cause a lot of trouble. This is our staff. We're missing our photographer, Tim Boyd, tonight. I'll thank Dan Souls, our executive producer, and of course, I'll thank my wife of 4 months, the best 4 months of my life. Thank you, guys.
Before we introduce our last category, I wanted to solicit a round of applause for all of the people who are behind the scenes who make people like Kelly and me look as good as we do, including the people behind this molten lava wall tonight who are making tonight's show possible. So please, a round of applause for all of the support crew who make our productions as good as they can possibly be.
Yeah, tonight's been an incredible night. Shout out to Table 34. I said I would do that.
And Table 3.
All right, guys, here we go. Category 14B, Arts Entertainment Program Segment, and the nominees are...
Kids Press Conference, Cubs Productions. Comedy Shrine Theater, Oak Brook Productions. Artists Serving Artists, Daniel Valdez, JCB Production, Blick Art Materials. Emergence, Potenza Productions.
All right, and the Emmy goes to Emergence, Potenza Productions.
First and foremost, I just want to say this is an honor. Thank you. And I'm going to start by thanking these two people behind me, Mary Kay and Mike Wolford at Potenza Productions. We truly were a small but a great team. This was a passion project, first and foremost, all about the immigrant experience here in America, me being an immigrant. And it was just a true expression that we decided to just take out of pocket and do because we believed in the project and we just believe in creating art. And this wouldn't have been done. A quick shout out to the beautiful, talented dancer, Emily Sarkisian, who is now dancing in New York. Wouldn't have been possible without her. So I just wanted to thank you. Thank you, Emily, who I know is watching. You have anything to say?
No.
Good.
And also thank you to our wonderful collaborators. Tyler Roth was our colorist, and the amazing team over at Beast Method and Company 3. We couldn't have done it without you, and thank you so much for supporting an artistic passion project and recognizing us. We need the arts more than ever in our country today, and thank you so much for this honor.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I have here the names of the final presenters for tonight's festivities. Please welcome from the WCIU Morning Show, The Jam, Felicia Lawrence and Danielle Robe.
Woo! Hi, everyone. We're the last presenters of the night. It's time to get excited. We have some big awards to give out before we all go home
I
or
think
go to
that-
the bar.
I think that lady over there just raised the roof. Thank you.
I always raise the roof on the show.
Both of you stop. Over at the Jam on WCIU, we actually have 3 co-hosts. Our third co-host could not be here tonight, but maybe that means that it'll be a little easier. We won't really be talking
over each other all the time. Okay, maybe not. Anyways, let's get to the nominees for Category 3 Spot News.
Sherman Park on rest, WDJT. Tornado coverage, WLS. Fire on Flight 383, WMAQ. Sherman Park riots, August 13th, 2016, WITI. Missing boy found, WISN. The day after, WBBM.
All right, well, there are 2 Emmys being awarded for this category. The first Emmy goes to Tornado Coverage WLS and Fire on Flight 383 WMAQ.
You are now looking at the small town of Naplate in LaSalle County, ravaged by the deadly tornadoes that ripped through Illinois and the Midwest, killing 3 people in all. 2 of them were killed in Illinois, including one in Ottawa. Hundreds of homes damaged or destroyed.
We continue to follow breaking news out of O'Hare Airport right now. At this hour, we know it was American Airlines Flight 383 that caught fire. Miami-bound Boeing 767 blew a tire and damaged an engine, igniting the flames.
There were 161 passengers on board and 9 crew members.
Thank you all very much. I'm here from NBC5 with my colleague Chris Coffey. We both worked on that story that night, but the real tribute here is to the entire staff of NBC5 who worked on this story that incredible day of the engine explosion at O'Hare. All of those amazing people. Television news is like an iceberg. The public sees that tiny little piece at the top, and then there's that giant part they never see, and those are the people that do all the work, people like all the people in this room. And we would be remiss if we didn't mention on Flight 383, the real heroes, the amazing flight crew that got every single person off of a burning aircraft, and the Chicago firefighters who put that fire out and kept everybody alive. Thank you all very much.
Well, gosh, I just ran back into the room. Okay, so true, but we just hope to be the iceberg that never melts, right? I mean, it's so true. But this is an awesome category to win, you guys. It is, you talk about team effort, this is it. And we want to thank all of the people behind the scenes. Hello, right here. I mean, those are the unsung heroes every day behind the scenes, especially when we have breaking news coverage like the tornado coverage that we had on the 4 p.m. show. But anyway, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Christina and Greg for a minute.
I'm truly just honored and blessed and to receive this award, to be part of this teamwork award. I dedicate it to my father, who's always been my inspiration and the reason why I work hard. And I'm just blessed to be able to do something that I really love. I dedicate it to my 3 daughters, Priscilla, Juliana, and Camila, and my husband, Tony.
Oh, sorry. I know we're out of time, but as a director of the show, I'd like to just thank the crew, our executive producer, Wilson Toy, our producer, Arlene Herbs, and Ryan Farnham, Colette, our teleprompter operator, and happy birthday, Katie. Woo-hoo! Thank you, everybody.
That we are blessed to be able to work in television.
All right, with that, Category 2B, Morning Newscast, Smaller Markets 51 plus.
Ice storms blast northeast Wisconsin, WGBA. 13 News Today, May 19th, 2017, WREX.
And the Emmy goes to 13 News Today, May 19th, 2017, WREX. I see some high fives.
This is 13 News Today.
Good morning and welcome to a very special 13 News Today. I'm Elliot Grandia.
And I'm Morgan Kochmeyer. And of course, we're joined this morning by 13 News anchors Sean Mazzarello and Kristen Crowley, who are live in downtown Rockford as we get set to kick off another great year of Rockford City Market.
Good evening. I'm Josh Morgan. I'm the news director at WREX, and just want to say thank you. This is the third straight year we've won for morning newscast, so a good run. Hopefully we'll be back next year. I want to thank the entire staff, a good group of people were nominated for the evening, and so from top to bottom, a good group of people that have done a lot of good work, and we appreciate the honor. Thank you.
On the jam, you dance a lot. I'm thinking maybe the next winner you could like twerk a little bit or something.
Or not.
Nothing? Come on.
No,
she's the best dancer.
I like to keep my job, so I'll refrain from that this evening. Let's get to the nominees. Category 2A, Morning Newscast, Larger Markets 1 through 50. The nominees are
6 a.m. newscast, 31017 WLS. 12 News This Morning, Milwaukee Unrest, WISN. Illinois Tornadoes, WBBM. NBC 5 Chicago Morning Newscast, March 1st, 2017, WMAQ.
And the Emmy goes to 12 News This Morning, Milwaukee Unrest, WISN.
Right now on WISN 12 News This Morning, breaking news, unrest in the streets of Milwaukee.
We are asking every resident of this community to do everything they can to help us restore order.
Violence erupts overnight, hours after a fatal officer-involved shooting.
And we have to go through the process of finding justice. But we have to be able to restore order.
Wow. Thank you very much for this honor. This morning, this day, presented us with challenges that we really haven't seen in our city before. The entire country was watching Milwaukee that weekend, and our entire team at WISN really stepped up and delivered incredible, important coverage that the community needed. So thank you to all of them, and thank you to you for this honor.
All right, let's keep breezing right along. So category number 1B, Evening Newscast, Smaller Markets, 51 and higher. The nominees are
Tragedy in Dallas, WGBA. 13 News at 6, May 25th, 2017, WREX. News 3 at 6, A Good Friday. The Jakubowski manhunt ends, WISC. News 3 at 6, Tragedy in Dallas, WISC.
We have two winners. The Emmy goes to Tragedy in Dallas, WGBA, and News 3 at 6, A Good Friday, The Jakubowski manhunt ends, WISC.
Right now on NBC 26 Live at 6, Tragedy in Dallas. A nation in shock, mourning 5 officers killed, 7 others wounded, including an officer from Wisconsin.
Tonight, the search intensifies for a man declared to be armed and dangerous.
We don't know if he's in Janesville. We don't know if he's in Rock County. He could be in Washington, D.C. We simply don't know.
Revolution. It's time for change.
The stepfather of Joseph Jakubowski told me he is as dangerous as they say he is.
It's really scary.
If you've worked in this business long enough, it'll break your heart. So it makes you appreciate moments like this even more. This is a big moment for us. I thank God for this moment right here, right now. In the history of NBC 26, they have never won an Emmy until tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor that I introduce to you my Emmy award-winning team, Cameron Moreland, Stacey Egerbrenson, Raquel Lamel, Holly Baker, get up here, Adam Hansen, Wyatt Heller, John Nizer, Marissa DiCandido. They're all hiding because they're so humble. Do I have everybody? And everybody that couldn't be here tonight. Guys, I've been doing this a long time, and I've never seen a team that has so much heart, so much passion, that stands up for what is right in journalism. Not too many years ago, they came and gutted this station out, left them barely breathing. Cameron Moreland, Stacey Egerbrenson are two of the people that made it through that. They kept it going, and the rest of this team rose to the occasion at a time when America needed us most. I am so proud of them for what they've done, because you can work in Green Bay, Wisconsin and still do great work. This team is amazing, and I am very proud. Go Pack, go!
I'll be quick. So I am extremely honored. Our newsroom and my colleagues dedicated a lot of hours to covering this manhunt, and law enforcement dedicated a lot of hours. So it was a story and a newscast that meant a lot to my community that I live in, Madison, Wisconsin. And like I said, it's just such an honor right now, and I'm so excited. And I just want to, on a personal note, thank everyone I work with, my managers, and then my mom, and then Todd, because that's my boyfriend, and he kind of gets the grouchy stuff when I have a bad show, and he gets a really happy stuff when I feel positive about things. So thank you. Thanks, guys.
All right, it's the final category of the night. Everyone needs to raise the roof. It's time. Thank you. Thank you. This is a fun table. Okay, category 1A, evening newscast, larger markets 1 through 50.
10 p.m. newscast, 10/28/16 WLS. NBC 5 News at 10, October 28, 2016, WMAQ. Live at 10, captured, statewide manhunt ends, WTMJ. Illinois tornado, the day after, WBBM. CBS 2 10 p.m. news, officers shot, WBBM.
And the Emmy goes to 10 p.m. newscast, October 28, 2016, WLS.
Breaking right now on Eyewitness News. Scare at O'Hare. The chaos in the cabin, a plane on fire.
The dramatic evacuation, several people hurt. Live team coverage tonight.
History at Wrigley Field, a night decades in the making.
And on to Game 4, we'll have that first pitch forecast, and if we can get the weekend in, rain-free.
Caught off guard, the October surprise rocking the presidential race tonight.
Sorry, it's a repeat. I just had to say that. Copes couldn't do it, but we did. Okay, Christina, step up. Thank you on behalf of all the ABC 7 10 p.m. news team members, because it's really a team award, and I'm just feel just blessed to be able to work with so many talented journalists. And I also congratulate all the other nominees. I respect every single one of you, and I've learned so much from all of you working in the field. Just being able to tell people's stories and interview ordinary people about who are doing extraordinary things is just truly amazing. Thank you.
All right. Finally, we bring this night to a close. How about one more time for all of your winners tonight, all your nominees? TJ Shanoff right there. Now, good opportunity there at the end. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. Thanks for having me. Careful driving home. Good night.